Hey YouTube, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this video, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and I would love for you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make a pageant industry that is safe, transparent, and fair. I know it's like that most of the time, but over the last year, it's become very evident that it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, put in your email address, and let's get you to this video. Hello, can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
I can, yes.
Oh, thank God. Guys, sorry if you're tuning in live. Sorry we're late. I've just aged, as I told Imogen, 10 years in 10 minutes because her webcam worked, then it didn't work, couldn't hear her, so we've had a video call. My heart is beating out of my chest.
Sorry,
we're
my
back.
fault.
It's always someone who's got tech issues. Now, first things first, Lauren is obviously not with us. She's preparing for an interview. She's got an important interview tomorrow, and she wanted to have an early night. So best of luck to Lauren, first off. Secondly, thank you to everyone on a more personal note who sent me messages of support during the time we were off. Imogen certainly was one. Danielle and I are always in contact. And then some of you actually told me that for some reason you missed us being live, which I really appreciate. I'm tempted to go, why? Because I've looked at some of all the clips that I cut out of Pageants and PJs. Almost all of them are just complete nonsense, as both of these two can testify to. Imogen is Tim Tam Who. Danielle is just one constant. So cute. Danielle is just one constant stream of dad jokes. So I don't know what you missed. I don't think it's valuable content in terms of pageantry. I think you guys all just love nonsense. But for whatever reason, thank you to everyone who said that you missed us whilst we were off air. Not much has changed. We'll go around the room in a sec. I mean, it's still 2020. There's still Corona. And life is still pretty sucky in many ways. There's no pageantry to speak of, really. But why don't we start with Miss Latimer? We haven't been on for let's call it 2 months. In September now. It's spring for me. Yeah, we're going into spring. You guys are going into autumn.
Oh,
it sucks for you.
it's getting colder here.
Danielle, why don't you catch us up?
Yeah, so what has happened? I have created my own little mini business within pageantry, the Pageant Stylist. So that's really, really exciting. It's been a nice little project for me to just focus my energy into. And basically, I'm providing a service where I will be styling young women with their pageants, basically. And I can offer a service where I look through your entire wardrobe. If you don't have a wardrobe already, we can create one. And basically, I'm here to just basically hold your hand and give you some guidance where to go with your styling. I can also do like wardrobe clear outs and, fun fashion shoots and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been really exciting to put all my energy into something new. And other than that, just been plodding along, really. I've been teaching myself photography, got myself a nice shiny pro camera, and just working on that, just training at the moment. And hopefully I'll be opening up my books soon to become a photographer. That's me, pretty much.
To catch up on in 2 months. When you clear out people's wardrobes, does that mean that do you take them and force them to throw it out or give it away? Because I just imagine most people don't like throwing stuff out. I mean, obviously you need to help offer a clear out service. So I'm just thinking, if you told people to throw it out and then 1 week later it's all back in their wardrobes, that's got to be an issue, right?
Yeah. I think it's a collaboration between you and the person. It's a very personal thing going through someone's wardrobe. There's a lot of memories attached to clothes. And sometimes with clothes, you have to say thank you for the memories and let them go. And it's a process. But you have to, make room for new things in your life. It's quite a spiritual thing, clearing out your wardrobe. So I'm there to hold someone's hand. Some people's style might have changed over time, or they might not fit into the clothes, or we all have items in our wardrobe that we haven't worn for a few years, that sometimes it's better off they go on to another home, or recycling them, do your bit for the environment. But yeah, it's quite a process to go through with someone. And some people are very reluctant to let go of certain items, but sometimes you have to give them a little nudge in the right direction and actually open their mind and be like, when are you next going to wear this garment? And if they don't have an answer for it, then it's likely that I would say, I think it's time to let go of that piece.
When's the last time you cleared out your wardrobe?
Oh, I'm doing it. It's constant. I've got a very big wardrobe, as you guys know.
I know.
We had to convert the attic. Yes. So
Yeah.
actually, that's the job of this week. I'm going to be selling a few gowns. So
Ooh.
yeah, making room in my wardrobe. So if anyone has seen any gowns that they like from my wardrobe, from my personal wardrobe, let me know. I'll let you know if they're for sale.
You selling your gowns means you're going to be flush with money soon, because your gowns aren't cheap.
My gowns are
You don't
not
have cheap taste.
Absolutely not. And that's one good thing about buying designer or couture pieces. Yes, they cost a little bit more, but if you save up your pennies, they retain that value. Whereas if you buy into fast fashion, you'll struggle to sell things on. It tends to either have to go to recycle or to charity. Whereas that is the beauty of buying designer. They do retain that kind of value.
That's good. All right. Well, that sounds like a busy 2 months.
Okay.
Miss Chapman, I can't remember exactly when the last time you were on. You were on when we had Maggie G on. I don't remember how long ago that was. It seems forever.
It feels like ages ago now. Not a lot has changed. As per. I think I say that every time you ask. Oh yeah, I got a fringe.
Yeah.
I got a fringe. That's probably the biggest change. Can't decide if I like it or not. I think I like it, and then I get caught in the wind or something, or I think
I saw your Instagram story.
Stories recently.
You didn't. I was tempted to, because when you pause it at one spot, you look so unhappy, and you're sucking from this giant coffee cup, and your fringe is like this.
It's a lot to handle when you're walking into work and it's blowing, and as soon as I get in the door, I'm like, hoo, hoo, get the comb out. This one, get the comb out straight away. Yeah, but apart from getting a fringe, I went back to work, which has been really good actually. I was quite nervous to go back because I had gotten so comfortable with being locked down and not going anywhere, but actually going back has been really good. So I feel good to be back and just keeping myself really busy, really. Just seeing lots of family and stuff at the moment, which is nice.
That is nice. I've been meaning to ask you actually, because you started Cuppers and Catch Up since you were last on.
Yeah.
So, and it's been a while since you posted, so I'm not putting any pressure on you, but why don't you catch us up with why you started that, and if there are any future plans, because a lot of people were enjoying it, including myself.
Yeah, I had a lot of positive feedback from it. I think of it as we've just parked season 1. And I had to take a little break from it. I don't really know why, because I really enjoy doing it. I think it wasn't that I ran out of content, because I've got a list of people even still now. And I mean, I've got one that's ready to be posted. I just need to sort of add my own little bit into it, and then it would be pretty much ready to go with one of my friends, Sam. So really, I should just do my bit in that, and then I can get that posted. But I want to wait until I feel like I'm going to have the time, because just going back to work and stuff, I work full-time hours like everybody else, but I feel like I'm just busy. And when I get home, the last thing I want to do is have to record and edit and record and edit. So as much as I enjoy doing it, it was a lot more fun for me when it felt like I wasn't pressuring myself into doing it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think if I did it now, I'd be putting a little bit of pressure on myself to get it sorted and to get it done. And that's not what I wanted at all. That was not the idea. So I will definitely do it again. But let's just say season 1 over, on to season 2. But don't know when that'll be yet. But not long. It won't be like, this time next year. Like it'll be in the next month or 2 months.
How did you find recording the whole podcast, launching a podcast? Because as you've identified yourself, you're not great with tech. So for you, how did you find the whole journey and interviewing people?
I mean, putting it together actually.
That good, huh?
Yeah, actually doing the recording was fine, but the bit that I struggled with was the editing. The first few times it was fine, and I thought, yeah, I've got it. And then I thought, let's change it up. Let's do something a bit more complex and just keep trying things. And I'm trying to edit on my phone as well. I'm like this, and then I only just
like Danielle. That's what Danielle was trying to do. Edit her bloody YouTube
and then
videos on your
phone. Noticed that if you zoom in, you then don't have to do it really, really quickly and pause it as and when you can, which is what I was doing. So yeah, I learned things along the way. So it got easier, but I think one of my interview with Jomar, I was editing it for 3 hours or something. Yeah. And then I accidentally deleted the whole thing. So I was a bit angry about that. And I thought, do you know what? You've just got to leave it and you just got to come back to it tomorrow, because that's really made me angry. So I just left it.
I can sympathise with you on that, because my last YouTube video, and this is why I haven't filmed a YouTube video in a very long time, it took me 2 days for YouTube to upload a video.
It's hard, when it's not something that you're trained in, or especially when you're untechnical like me and you have to teach yourself. I found it really hard. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to do it in the first place, but it was okay.
I can sympathise with you on that one. Literally, the video was done. It was done. It just, my phone wouldn't import the video to then put it into YouTube. And I was just like, you know what? I need a break from this, because it was becoming a full-time job, and I'd only put up 3 videos. So yeah, that's why I've done exactly the same. I started a project in the beginning of lockdown, and then I've had to take a little step away from it and have a little reevaluate, and then find other things I could do. But I want to come back to YouTube eventually. But it's just finding content, creating the content, having the ideas, filming it. Like you say, recording your podcast is pretty easy. Filming is easy. It's just the edit part that I struggle with.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same.
So, for people who haven't created content before, and audio is hard enough, video is even harder for people who care about how they look, because, you get a thumbnail and sometimes you're blinking or whatever, the angle wasn't right. If you record a half hour of content, it's at least double that probably to do the editing and then to do the uploading. So when you see someone's 10-minute YouTube video, that's probably hours of work. I think a lot of people probably don't understand that. And that is one of the reasons why I do so much of my content live now. And I've been doing it for probably over a year. It's because then I don't have to edit it. So basically it's because I'm lazy, but also so people can tune in. I can't edit this, right? I mean, if one of you guys makes a gaffe, it's there. It's there for the rest of eternity. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, I think a lot of people have started something during lockdown, and that's been great, because I think it's been a new avenue for people to sort of explore. I know Maggie G, speaking of Maggie G, she asked me about setting up a podcast. And honestly, if anyone watching, if you ever have any tech questions, then feel free to ask me, and I can probably help you, because I've been through all the pains before and then some. Having to work with these 2 lovely ladies already, as I said, has aged me 10 years and 10 minutes, because literally Imogen logged in, we could see her.
Me.
Yeah, well, no, she logged in, I could see her, and then she logged back in and her webcam wouldn't work for no reason. But I managed to figure it out. In terms of pageantry, I don't know how abreast you guys have been keeping of what's going on with pageantry. I don't know if anything has really happened in person. Danielle, I know that you had a Galaxy Queens getaway.
Yes, I did
Can you
this
catch us up on
weekend.
that?
Oh my goodness, it was so lovely. My good friend Corinne, who was a former, well, she's got so many titles. Adrian, you know Corinne. She's a former Ms. Galaxy International. She has been based in Sicily for work, and she is being restationed. She's in the Navy and she's being relocated. So she wanted to have another little getaway in Europe while she was here. And Adrian, is actually you that put us in contact. You put up a little post on your stories about, is anyone, a pageant girl, available to show another pageant girl around the UK? And of course, I jumped to the chance because I'm proud of our nation, and any chance for an adventure, I'm in. So I messaged Corinne and said, hey, you're planning to come, let me know, let's get some details. So then we ended up booking a weekend away in the Cotswolds. My golly, did we explore the Cotswolds. I think we did everything there is ever to see in the Cotswolds. We crammed it in. We were up, we were out. We even managed a trip to Bicester Village to go shopping. We went to every little town. We saw every little thatched cottage that ever existed in the Cotswolds. Saw every single sheep that ever existed in the Cotswolds. And yeah, it was amazing. And it's funny because I don't think she expected my car to be so small. Adrian, I don't think you gave her a heads up on my little toaster that I drive. And it doesn't have much suspension, and these little country lanes are not so forgiving. So bless poor Corinne was like bouncing about in my car, and yeah, it was an adventure. It was so much fun. We went to a few little country pubs and restaurants, and we did a little bit of designer shopping at the outlet, and it was so much fun. It was just lovely to catch up with another pageant girl that is from another country, so their perspective on things are like different, and their experiences, but we still have mutual friends and mutual things in common. So yeah, it was just so much fun. She's like a soul sister. She's just she's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah,
And
she's yeah, I don't know, Imogen, if you saw the interview I did with her, but she's currently the international Ms. I don't know if it's
yeah,
Ms. International Ms., but she's the international queen for that, which is the same system that Sarah Davies is currently representing, although whether she can do it with the whole Olympics being postponed and that is another matter. But it was amazing because she's in the Navy. She's an orthodontist working in the Navy. And I don't even think she was born in America. I mean, she's American. I think she told me she was
born in the Philippines.
Yeah. She's traveled obviously all around the world. She was in Italy when the outbreak broke out. And she's just like an amazing woman in terms of what she's done and where she's been. I mean, what was it like?
All around the world. She was like, have you been here?
Yeah.
Have you been here? Have you been here? You should go here. You should go here. She had the best recommendations of places. And she's so prepared as well when she traveled. She had a little guidebook on the Cotswolds, and she was like, this. And I was like, I thought I was supposed to show you this country. And she just knew her stuff. She did her research. She knew what she wanted to see. But then also we did get to like kind of go off piste and go explore a little bit more on the yesterday. Okay. So we just drove around.
What's the Cotswolds like? I don't think I've been there. Just in general, how would you describe it? You said sheep, so I'm assuming it's rural.
There's a lot of sheep. Yeah, it's relatively rural. If you imagine anything that's set in the English countryside, it's usually in the Cotswolds. So you're thinking like the little house from The Holiday. Have you ever seen that movie with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz when they exchange places and they go to Kate Winslet's cute little cottage? That is very Cotswoldsy. Anything where you think like thatched roofs,
thatched roofs. Wow.
Thatched roofs. Yeah. So if you think of thatched cottage, that's the Cotswolds. Lots of stone. Stone walls. Or have you seen the film Stardust?
Oh, I love that film.
That looks like it's the Cotswolds.
Yes.
Imogen, are you holding a comb in your hand? What are you?
It's like a wand.
Your fringe comb. I was like, well, what did you hold?
She's always
ready at all times. You never know with a fringe when it's going to go wrong. So it has to be there at all times. No, I just like playing with things. I can't help it. I'm so fidgety. I've always got something in my hand. I was playing with this a minute ago as well. Like, ooh. Sorry. I'll put it down.
I like how you had a pre-podcast nap, Imogen, and then you needed to when I asked you to be on, you said you needed to check to see what time you started work the next morning, because if you don't go to bed, you're sleepy. How much sleep are you needing? Is it like 8 hours? 9?
This morning I was in work at 8 o'clock, and for some reason I woke up at 4 in the morning, and
don't do that.
I woke up thinking it was like 5 to 6. So I was a bit annoyed because I thought could have had that extra 5 minutes, but checked my phone, realized it was like 4 o'clock, and I was like, oh, nice, go back to bed. And I could not go back to sleep. I could not sleep. So it got to about 10 to 5.
I should have come visited you.
I literally just gave in.
I was in Bristol at 5 a.m. this morning.
You could have come over.
So I could have come over. If I knew you were up, I would have come over for a cup of tea.
At 5 a.m.
This is going to make you feel gross, okay? So I was up at 2:15 this morning. To wake
You're
up,
always up at
ready.
2:15, Danielle.
No, this is like to get up and get my day going, because Corinne had a 6 a.m. flight out of Bristol, and our hotel was an hour and a half away from the airport, and she needs to be there 2 hours prior. So you do the maths.
I don't think I can, actually.
I came back here.
Either.
I came
it's too
back
early in the
here,
morning for me.
and I went straight back to bed, and then I got up at midday.
Wow.
Bristol has an airport?
Bristol has an airport, yeah.
Yeah.
How many airports are there in the UK? So Bristol, there's obviously Heathrow. I flew into Manchester. How many are
London
there?
has like 4, don't they?
Gatwick, Luton, Stansted, East Midlands, Liverpool.
There's lots.
Cardiff.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Birmingham. But is Birmingham East
Oh
Midlands?
God, no! I had
No.
a huge brain freeze there. I forgot that the UK is actually a country, not just London. I'm like, because I'm thinking Sydney only has one airport, yeah, but Sydney is not Australia. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay. We'll let you off. It's really early. It's really early.
Come on, Adrian, you've been here.
I have, and I've flown into Cardiff Airport. I've flown into Manchester. I've flown into Heathrow. And for some reason, I'm just thinking, why does one city need so many airports? And I'm like, yeah, the UK is not a city. Good job. Very, very blonde moments there. But I sympathize with you, Imogen, because I woke up this morning at 2, and then I went, okay, I'm not getting up that stupid. Went back to bed. Thought I'd been asleep for an hour. Woke up, and it was like 2:30. And then it was 3, and then 4. So I've been up since 2 a.m. I don't know why.
Was you just excited? You were just excited to be back on here, wasn't you, Andrew?
So excited to be
Adrian.
Andrew.
Who's that?
I can't even get my name right.
I don't know where that even came from.
I don't even know Andrew.
Adrian.
God. I don't know what, like, are we morning people? Are we night people? Like, I don't know what I am at this stage. Yeah, Danielle, you have to be a night owl. You're always up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Imogen, are you?
I'm trying to be a morning person. I'm trying.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I even bought a book on sleep.
You bought a book on sleep. Did you read it and then fall asleep? Because that's what I did.
It did help. It did help. I'm not going to lie. Just thinking about sleep makes you sleepy. Well, bored.
I love sleep. Honestly, I do. I absolutely love it. Like earlier on when I was sat downstairs with my dad, and I thought, no, I'm too tired. And I said, right, I'm going upstairs for a quick nap. And then I had a half an hour's sleep. It's great.
Are you able to nap? Because I'm not a good sleeper, first off. Whenever I travel overseas or anything out of my own bed, I do not sleep well at all. And on planes, I can't sleep. People say you should nap. I cannot nap. So Imogen, can you just fall asleep anywhere?
No, I can't sleep on planes, and I can't really sleep in cars. When I nap, I'm never in like a deep sleep. I'm always like pretty
like a cat nap.
We call this a lady lie down. In my house.
Lie down.
I'm just going for a lady lie down. Yeah,
that's
just
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Sometimes I do struggle to fall asleep. I guess maybe when I was at school, I used to really struggle, but now I work full time. I just knocked out.
Adrian's tickled by
He's gone. That's it. Bye.
It just sounds a very dodgy name. Hello, my name is Lady Lie Down.
No, you see,
Sorry, my
you're
brain.
going.
I
to
know
Lady
what
Lie
I
Down.
know what you mean.
know
My
what I
brain has given me another interpretation, which I can't.
Oh dear. Oh gosh. He's really gone.
Oh,
It's kind of, it's not quite a nap. It's just you need a bit of a rest.
Yeah. Just to
Yeah.
rest my eyes.
I had one of those today as well. I couldn't
Yeah.
quite sleep. I had a lady lie down.
Yeah. It's nice. I like it.
okay. I thought for a second Lady Lie Down was another Cockney bloody thing that I don't understand, but it's not. It's not rhyming. It's just starting with the same letters. So
Yeah.
okay, all right. So what does it say? Like it's early bird, night owl, and you say I'm neither. I'm just some sort of permanently exhausted
Pigeon.
That's me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel I resonate with that one.
That I am the pigeon in this situation. I am.
You are the pigeon with a French.
I think
What-
I'm like an exhausted budgie. I'm not quite a pigeon, I don't think. I'm not gonna no.
I'm not going to reduce myself to that level.
Or like an exhausted cockatoo.
I think a budgie on the hierarchy of how good birds look is higher up than a pigeon. I think I'd rather be a budgie than a pigeon.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'd rather be a budgie.
That's what I mean. I think
so you're both budgies?
I think
I can be the pigeon.
You could be the pigeon. I feel like a budgie's like a good, like, small, petite. It's just like, I don't know. A pigeon is just a bit, scruffy and like.
Flying rats.
When I go for my lady lie
I was
down,
about to say that. Flying rats.
flying
They
rats.
are.
That's
Yeah.
what we
Like I don't go for
Flying
my
rats.
lady lie down looking like a flying rat. I lay down like a little budgery guard.
Here's a random question. People always tend to sleep the same way. So there are people who sleep on their back, there are people who sleep on their left, there are people who sleep on their right, and there are some weirdos who sleep face down. Which way do you two sleep? Because no one changes. So
Oh, do they not?
well, not really, unless you tumble and turn throughout the night. But are you on the side? Are you on the front?
I mean, I don't think I want to admit that, seeing as you've just referred to me as a weirdo.
Oh, you're face down, are you?
Don't, Imogen. Imogen, I
How
had
do
you
you
down as a-
breathe?
Look, no. So you can lie on your front, but have your head like this,
to the side.
which is how
Not like you don't. When you lay in your front, you don't have to have your head in the pillow suffocating yourself.
No,
You just...
you have it on the side, and then when you get a bit uncomfortable,
I was gonna say, don't you get like a crick in your neck?
move over, and then I lie on my left. I'm everywhere. I lie on my left, lie on my right, lie on my front, but never on my back. That's just weird.
Oh,
On your back is weird.
Yeah.
Danielle, what about you? Are you on the front as well?
sometimes on the front, yes, but I have been known to fall asleep with my back down, my face up. It's good for the wrinkles, because gravity.
What
But
wrinkles? No wrinkles.
the only sleeping habit that I actually have is that I like to sleep diagonal.
You
So
want to
does
take
it-
up the whole bed.
I
You're
want to take
bed
up that whole
hog.
bed. Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm not necessarily a starfish.
You're one of those
I'm
annoying
like
ones.
a diagonal kind of person.
Starfish is better though in many ways, because starfish, that there's no way that anyone's going to be lie down next to you. Whereas when you lie diagonally, you give people hope. It's like, oh, I might be able to fit in, and then you've taken up the whole bed. Like, no, can't fit in it.
Oh dear.
Whereas I'm diagonal, so like someone could lay there, but my feet will be touching them.
You don't sleep actually with your hands up like this, though, do you?
I mean, sometimes under the pillow.
Yeah, nice. That's elite. I like that.
Under the pillow, on my front, head to the side, diagonal. And then every now and then I'll have a little adjustment.
I don't know how we got onto this topic. Does
Oh, we're
anyone
talking
know
about
how we
sleep.
got onto this?
A lack of sleep.
It's probably yeah. So, Danny, you were in Bristol at 5 a.m. How far?
Yes.
Remind me, where is Bristol compared to London?
That is a free
Out there.
2.5 hour drive.
Thanks, Imogen. That really helps. It's
Oh,
about there. It's almost as good as a
yeah.
sat nav.
I'd
Just go from here and
say
go there.
about 2 hours.
Yeah, you
Depends which
know probably
part.
better. But I'm on the east side of London, so it takes me about 2.5 to
Yeah.
get around the M25.
How long does it actually take to go from one side of London to the other? That's not quick, is it?
No, that's about an hour 15.
Okay.
So,
Lovely
sometimes
London
longer,
traffic.
depending if there's been an accident on the M25. But to drive through central London, that's going to be even longer. You don't ever do that because then you have to pay the congestion charge on a weekday.
Yeah. Okay. Now, just whilst I'm thinking of pageantry, just as a complete novel idea, I know, speaking of Miss Teen GBs, which Imogen was in 2018,
Yeah.
I know Miss Teen GB has been postponed to 2021. Also, Danielle, you guys had a Galaxy Girls weekend away, didn't you, with your fellow
We
Team
did,
UK?
yeah.
Why don't
Team
you catch us up on
UK.
that? Because there's basically
So,
nothing else going on in pageant land.
yeah, so it was really nice. So when everything started calming down with the pandemic, Champneys Spa opened up and Holly was looking at ways to kind of do some team bonding for us. Like we would have been at internationals, we would have been there and competed and come back by now. So she wanted to do something, a little something with all of us together because we're not going to the States, do something here in the UK. And she's got a very good relationship with Champneys Spa. So she organised a really lovely couple of days away. So it's Team UK and Holly and Steph. And it was just so lovely just to kind of catch up with everyone, see how everyone is. We went in the pool and, just chilled out really. Had lots of healthy food, which was a bit funny, seeing everyone doing like wheatgrass shots or shots of a gazpacho. And Holly was like, I'm so sorry, guys, it's only healthy food. And we were all like, oh, we all snuck
Only
like
healthy
snacks
food.
in. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things that Champneys do. It's like a health retreat, which is great and all, but sometimes you just want, some chips or something. But it was delicious. It was lovely. It was different, but it was lovely. It was just nice to just be with everyone. And of course, they had all of the measures in place to make sure that everyone was safe. So everyone was sanitizing. You couldn't go anywhere within the facility without wearing your mask. We filmed a few TikToks. We kind of I think Holly got more of an education of TikTok during those 2 days more than anything.
I've seen Holly has joined TikTok.
Yeah, she is. She's like getting crazy on there now. Like I feel like everyone's kind of had their little TikTok moment. Now Holly's going full force with it, particularly really well with the dress studio. I've noticed a lot of TikToks coming from the dress studio, which is great because obviously with proms all being cancelled this year, it's kind of starting to pick back up now. Everyone's starting to think about prom next year because I think there's going to be double the amount of proms next year. So yeah, that was really nice. We just got to chill out and hang out with the girls.
How is Team UK doing? I mean, everyone's been locked away.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're still we were brainstorming the whole time there, things that we can do. Obviously COVID limited, but it's like everything's even easing up a little bit now. So we can start getting things in the diary. We just went around and shared all our ideas. We've got tons of ideas of what to do, but they're probably mainly for next year. Or towards the end of this year and then for next year. So we've got lots in the mix, lots planned. We're very excited. We've all been talking about wardrobe and I think a few of us are kind of set on what we want. I'm changing my mind daily on what I want. So
as usual,
yeah. I was thinking to get a completely new wardrobe. Then I started thinking no, because I really love my gown. And then I was like, taught myself not to get attached to it so I could sell it and get something new. And I have no idea. God only knows what I'm going to be wearing on stage next year.
Sounds like you need the services of a stylist.
I know. I need to sit down and have a word with myself. I need to give myself a session.
That would be interesting to see you sitting down
Yeah.
just talking to yourself. I could see that. Imogen, you are on TikTok, right? I swear I've seen you
I
on
watch
TikTok.
them. I don't make them. I've never made one. I watch them. I wouldn't even know how to start. But yeah, I watch them. I watch them before I get to bed because I think they're hilarious.
Yeah,
There's
everyone
some
does
really
that.
funny people on there, I'm not gonna lie.
It's really bad idea to watch them before
Before
bed though,
bed.
because if you're anything like me, you would end up watching them for like 2 hours and you're
Yeah,
just scrolling and scrolling. And because if you're like me, you only watch the funny ones. You
yeah,
laugh until you cry, and it doesn't
yeah.
make you want to go to bed. You just
No,
want to keep scrolling to get more laughs, especially during
no.
lockdown.
And next thing
Yeah,
you know,
I
it's
was
5
laughing
a.m.
out loud. Yeah, literally. But no, I have found myself at work like singing the songs in my head. Being like, shut
Oh
up.
no. We, I
Stop.
had one stuck in my head this morning. You know that one where you're going like this, and then you're going like
Oh,
this,
now look what you've
and
just
then
done to
that
my
one,
head.
Yeah.
and then the Carol Baskin song. Oh God, no! I'm saying
Oh,
all. I'm reminding myself of all of them.
somebody come get her. She's
Oh,
dancing like her.
oh God, I can't.
Great. Now I can't sleep.
Someone said that they low-key wanted when like all the clubs opened up, they low-key want like the clubs to be filled with TikTok music. Can you imagine?
Well, it
You
will
go into a
be.
club, you go into a club, you know, everyone's dressed up to the nines because everyone's ready to have an amazing time. And then it's like, dit, 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 and then the whole club would just be doing this because everyone will know what that is. I don't know
I
if that's a
might have
good
to
thing
leave
or a
at that
bad thing.
point. I might be like, this is a bit much. Bit
Imogen, do
much.
you think you could do a TikTok dance? I mean, Danielle did a few. How are your dancing skills?
No.
Oh, come
How are your
You
on.
dancing skills?
know,
No.
I
You
don't
can
think I could.
dance.
I mean, yeah, not a TikTok dance. I don't think. I don't know.
I
I don't
saw
think let's
you.
try it.
I saw you dance in the routine of your handover for Team GB. You can bust a
Oh,
move.
what a night that was. That dance, honestly, I was so stressed about it, and I was actually stressed about it for the whole year as well. Like even from the moment I won, I was like thinking, "Oh my god, next year I've got to stand at the front and do it on my own at the front." Because every year I'd sort of been near the front, but I'd never been
Yeah.
stood with no one to the side. And
Hmm.
obviously, a few years before, so Edison and Ellie had each other, and then like a few years before, you had Misha and Molly had each other. No, Misha and Emma had each other, and Molly and Ashley had each other. So like that was fine, and then I had to do it by myself, but it was okay. I just smiled and waved when it went wrong.
See, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna have Natalie next to me, so I'm like,
Yeah, true.
it's cool.
Yeah, that is true.
So
Yeah.
I didn't see your handover dance, Imogen. Did it not go well? I'm sure you
Do
did
you
it
know, I
okay,
actually
right?
think it was fine.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a blur, actually. Danny, was it okay? It was okay, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you were great. You were the star of the show. They were just your backing dancers.
Well, I can't remember the song actually now.
But the pictures are great, that's for sure.
Yeah, true. The
The
pictures
pictures
do
are
look
great.
nice, actually. Yeah.
Big up Brian for that.
Yeah. Go on, Brian.
How much crying was there, Imogen? I'm afraid to ask.
Adrian,
um,
that's a silly question, isn't it? So much
Did
crying.
you carry tissues? Did you carry a
Yeah, I
towel?
had them
Did
in
you?
my pocket. I had the tissues in my sash pocket, ready and prepared. In fact, there are some really good pictures of me crying.
and there wasn't a dry seat in the house as well. I was crying my eyes out with your handover.
Good.
It was when your voice started breaking with your handover and your speech. I was like,
Well, I'd lost my voice in case you. In fact, Adrian, I don't know if you know about this. I lost my voice completely. I think with like not stress, but just with like my heightened
Stress.
energy from and stress,
It
I
was
guess,
stress. Call it what it is.
because it got obviously Edison and Ellie had their handover. So I got there on the Friday and I was at the meetup and I felt my voice getting a little bit like deeper and I thought, oh no, here we go. And then by the Sunday, it was just gone. And then on the Monday, it was the teen girls registration. And Holly asked me to give a little speech. I was like, actually, I'm not sure that I can. I remember standing up and being like, ah! And everyone just looked at me and I was like, okay, good chat. I tried so hard, and then always having to introduce myself was just a nightmare. If anyone competed that last year, then you'll remember that it was funny, I guess. I couldn't speak the whole weekend.
Adrian, you've got a quality soundbite from that.
Probably a GIF as well. I'm remembering now because when Olivia McPike was at Grand and she did her singing karaoke thing, which she's mortified by, she had actually lost her voice at Grand as well. It seems to be a thing. You go to pageant as a queen, you lose your voice. I think we can all understand it. You make it sound, Imogen, like you didn't enjoy the weekend at all. I'm sure you did.
Oh, I loved it.
You make it sound so stressful.
No, I loved it. I was just stressed that I'd lost my voice because I wanted to speak to everyone, and I actually it got to the point where I physically couldn't talk at all, and I wasn't. Everyone was going, "Oh, too much shouting for the girls on Sunday," and I was like, "Actually, no, I don't actually." This sounds really bad. I cheer, but I don't cheer the whole time because I know how it affects my voice, and the last thing I want to do, especially if I'm competing, is lose my voice and have to go into an interview and not be able to talk. So I do a lot of that. A lot. So that's something when I was doing musical theatre.
If there's any cameras around, anyone would think that she's actually screaming, going.
Yeah. That's really bad to admit, but when I was doing musical theatre, my singing teacher at the time, because I used to have quite a few vocal problems, she used to say, if you go on a night out with the girls and everyone's singing, don't sing, don't actually sing, just mime. So then I got into this thing of always just miming everything, because I would go into college or whatever and my voice would just be gone if I had too many conversations on the weekend. So you got to rest your voice. You got to rest the voice.
See, I don't at all, and I'm really lucky that at Galaxy I was on the first night, because I definitely would have lost my voice, because I definitely scream and holler and shout, and I just have no decorum when I go to a pageant at all.
No,
that's just me.
None at all. So basically, Imogen, the secret is to lip sync when you're in the audience.
No, I do a few cheers, because obviously you've got to let it out every now and again, otherwise it looks fake. But no, in all seriousness, I do a few as much as I can, but the moment I feel it starting to twinge a little bit, I have to stop, because otherwise
I'm not judging. I can understand. I've never had my hands hurt so much as I did after Galaxy weekend. You beat your hands raw. You get cheer, like clapping, and then afterwards you go, oh my God, my hands went bright red. I thought it was because it was cold. It wasn't. That's because I've just been clapping for 3 days straight.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, naturally, Pav has said that she can't dance. So there you go, Danny.
Oh, good luck.
She's followed that up by saying we are doomed.
No, honey, you're doomed. I'll just dance around you.
Just stand still, Nat, and then Danny can dance around you like some sort of
She can just vogue and pose.
I'm sure she could do that. Imogen's mum has said a lot. I'm assuming that's in reference to the crying.
Oh, probably, yeah.
It must have been. I did see some of the photos, and you were crying in them. I mean, that's not going to surprise anyone. But you seem to have mastered the art of pretty crying photos, because a lot of people are ugly criers, because you see them, and they look like I don't know. Is there any secret to crying and still looking okay in photos?
You know what she does? This is what she does. I'm taking a sock off for this. Imogen cries, and then she gets a tiny little tissue.
You're taking a sock off?
This is kind of gross. I just took my sock off.
Don't put that in your eye.
She goes, I'm not going to put it in my eye. I won't get pink eye or something. She goes,
from yourself.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And you dab the inner corner of your eye.
Yeah, Courtney Kardashian taught me that. And if you also get a tissue and you look up and you just dab your eyelashes underneath, it'll just catch in the tissue. The main trick is I did this at Galaxy, and my mum was like, your face is leaking. I was crying so much. I think it was either when Danny won or when Ellie won. It was one of you guys, obviously. And I had to turn around and sort of like position myself like that so that the tears went straight down my face, like that way, so it would ruin my makeup.
Like,
I think I did my makeup, so like didn't really want to ruin it. So I just sort of caught them like this, and my mum was like, "What are you doing? Like your face." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's really tactical because no one saw. You just catch the tears; they go on the floor or like in your tissue, and then your makeup's not ruined."
I think I don't know if it's my night, but you definitely had tears running down your face, and there's even a picture of me like trying to sort out your makeup as you come to the stage.
oh, is that really what you were doing?
Yeah.
I thought you were smooching her face. I know that photo because you've got her by the face, and you kind of look like you're the mum getting the daughter, like, oh, cute, like this. So you were trying to actually get rid of the tears.
I'm sorting out her makeup.
I was crying so much. I just love when like things like that happen. It just makes me over emotional. I might go now actually if we start thinking about it.
It was yeah.
I remember when I interviewed Imogen back in the day, it would have been over a year now, and you said that, I don't know if you remember this, I'm pretty sure you will, but that you had an old man come into work and he fell asleep and then you just started crying. Have you had any more episodes like that? Just completely embarrassing crying?
No, actually, I don't think I have. Not recently off the top of my head that I can remember. No, I don't think so. I mean, don't get me wrong, I cry a lot about several different things. I did go through a phase actually, like where I might have cried at least like once a day, but I'm over that now. I'm not crying that much nowadays.
I get a lot of, I'm on the animal side of TikTok, and it's always the sad stories that keep coming up. It's like the sad dogs that have been abused, and I'm there like, poor baby.
I know the last time I cried and it was embarrassing. Do you remember? I put it on my story, the goat TikToks.
Oh yeah.
And they made me cry. Oh, they made me cry, and I was sobbing so badly. And I put a picture of myself on my story on Instagram, and I was crying.
Whenever I see goats.
Why did they make you cry?
I think there was a goat that got like abandoned by the mother or something, like a kid goat, and they like is it called hand rearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that, and now he's a happy, healthy little baby pygmy goat, and loves his human mum, and just skips around and plays. But when he was first boy, he was so tiny and looked so ill, and you just didn't think he was going to make it. And then the next clip is him like, the jump that they do. It just made me a bit emotional.
You adopted a goat. You got to tell us the story of that. I forgot about that. You've adopted a goat.
Here she is.
Oh.
Dinky. Tell us the story of Dinky. Proud mom moment. Come on.
Okay, so on my birthday this year, my dad said to me, look, Imogen, I'm being deadly serious when I say this. I looked into getting you a goat. And I was like, why did you tell me that? Because now I'm going to expect the goat in the garden on the birthday, like on my birthday. But you need two, not one, because they're herd animals and like loads of factors. And my dad likes his plants, and they would have ruined the garden. It didn't seem right. So it sort of was a joke at first, but my mum then decided to adopt me a goat. And it was sort of a joke at first. And then they said, you can come and see the goat. And that's when it stopped being a joke. And I realized that actually I have a goat now, and her name's Dinky. And in March, she will be having babies. Well, not necessarily March. We'll find out when she,
Dinky babies.
Finds a match. And then, like spring, we'll have baby dinkies. So I'm going to be a goat grandma. So really excited about that, really. So honestly, I love this goat.
what responsibilities do you have? I've never adopted a goat before. So what responsibilities do you have and how often do you see your adopted child?
No responsibilities really. I just go into the farm every now and again and feed her a bit of cabbage. I get to see them all actually, and there's a big billy goat, and his name is Billy, and he is huge. I didn't even know goats got that big. He is so big. I'm scared of him. I would say he's probably like up to here on me. He's massive, and he gets quite like. Well, I'll send you a video because I've got one. He gets quite headbutty, you know. But Dinky gets it. I've had to tell her off a few times because she's been getting a bit headbutty with some of the other goats. I've been like, Dinky, stop.
Manners, Dinky. Did
So
not
rude
bring
to
you up to be like this.
Honestly, it was bad times. But yeah, love my goat. I'm obsessed, really. I don't know why I like goats so much. I just always have. They make me so happy. You know, some people love dogs.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
goats.
it's like whenever I
Aw.
put up on my Instagram stories a poll about, whether you're a cat person or a dog person, whether you like winter or summer, there's always someone who goes, well, there's always someone who goes both. And then there's always someone who goes neither. Like I'll put up winter or summer and someone will say, no, I prefer autumn. And then with cats and dogs, it's like, no, I have an owl or I have a goat or I have a pet
Yeah.
snake. There's always someone who's a little bit left of center. How did you pick Dinky, or did Dinky pick you? Like, did you go there and pick Dinky?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I went there and I had the option of a few, and the top two was Dinky and Rusty. And Dinky just kept coming over to me more, so I just went with her. She's cute.
She picked her own fate.
Yeah, I mean, God knows why you want me as a goat mum, but
Rusty, you could have
Here we
had
are.
way more cabbage leaves had you had shown me more attention.
yeah. But the last time I went to go see Dinky, I was trying to feed her and she wasn't having any of it. So I would say, like I've adopted a few of them in secret. Dinky's the main girl, but there's a few.
She's your main goat.
They're all mine.
You've basically adopted a herd.
They are all mine.
You've adopted a herd. You should have a screen. Your screen should
Pretty
be
much.
all the goats, not just Dinky.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You got your main
Pretty
goat
much
and
a
your
bit
side goats, your side kids.
Literally.
Don't worry, Dinky. You are my number one.
You are my number. I hope she's not watching.
I just had this image like Dinky is watching this, and right now you said that, and she's having a right like tantrum, and I'm going to get a message any moment now from Dinky, and she's really, really upset with you, going, I have no mother.
She's gonna hoof you. She's gonna hoof you when you next see you.
Honestly, she'd take me out with those horns. Bit scared. That's fine.
Can you trace back to like why, like when did you start loving goats? Has it just been like a love at first sight thing, or was there like a moment you saw something cute and then you fell in love with it? Because it's an unusual one to fall for.
Quite a few years ago, I think maybe there was loads of videos of like the really tiny pygmy goats on Facebook hopping. It's the hopping. Let's be real. That's what it is. That is what it is. And the little run, skip, jump when they do that with their legs. I love it. I literally love it. It makes me so happy.
I can see that.
I follow all of the Instagram pages. So I follow like Bertie Boots, and he's got a sister called Heidi. I follow all of them. I share them loads. In fact, on my Instagram page, I have a goat highlight. If you look on my Instagram profile, then you can find Bertie there.
Such a niche.
How many followers does Birdie have though? Like Birdie's got lots of followers, right?
Probably more than all of us combined.
Yeah,
sure.
Way more than me. Like he's winning. Let's have a look. Bertie Boots.
His goat is winning at life.
13,000 followers.
Does Birdie have the verification tick?
No, but he should. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh,
that's cute.
I know you should follow him.
I don't need to follow him. I just follow you, and I get all of Birdie's stuff through you.
Yeah, true.
speaking of animals who have lots of followers on Instagram, I was out and about way before Corona and bumped into this woman who had a dog with her at a cafe, and that dog was a proper like Instagram superstar. That dog it was a puppy. I can't remember what sort of puppy it was, but that puppy had the blue verification tick, and I think it had more followers than Birdie. It was like 30,000 or 40,000
Wow.
followers. And it was one of those, cute little dogs that basically you can pick up, put in a handbag, and just carry around with you.
Yeah.
And I just remember catching myself thinking, what has the world come to where that dog there has like 30 times more followers than I do? So basically, that dog is 30 times more interesting than I am. That was a sobering moment.
I mean, I don't follow any dogs. I don't think.
I don't think I follow any dogs.
Just goats. Only goats.
I follow a hedgehog, but that's a cute hedgehog. I like hedgehogs. I like hedgehogs, and I follow Juniper the fox as well.
Juniper,
kinda cute.
that's cute.
Yeah, this is so cute. It's like a house fox. It's like having a dog.
I didn't know
that's a fox.
foxes could be domesticated.
Yeah, well, they're probably not the best
Kind of.
pets,
Right.
but kind of domesticated. Yeah. So there's a few of them. There was a few foxes. I think this girl had the first one was Juniper, and I think she's got 2 others as well. And she's got a nice little patch of land, and they all run around. They get really excited, and they make really squeaky noises.
Aww.
Yeah, they wag their tails like dogs. So cute.
Mm.
I'm trying to think if I follow any other animals, but no, just the hedgehog. The hedgehog is so cute. It's called Pokey the hedgehog, and the owner the owner dresses it up, and they hold it in front of different places as well. So it's like scenery photography, but with a hedgehog in it. Brandon,
I'm gonna have a look at Pokey.
He's cute. He's super cute.
How big do hedgehogs get? Or are there like different types of hedgehogs? Some are really small and then some are like big.
I mean, I'm gonna say like 5 inches max.
Do you get
That's
hedgehogs?
smaller than I thought they were. No, not that I'm aware of, which is why I got them confused with, the the porcupine, I think it is, right? Which is not really cute. Yeah, and the spines, you don't want to fall on them. And then I saw a hedgehog and it's like, hang on, you can fit it in the palm of your hand and it's so cute. So I got confused between the hedgehog and the porcupine. So
no, the hedgehog's like that big.
Cute.
Pretty cute.
They roll up into balls when they get scared.
Yeah, don't say that, because this is the image I always have in my head, because the hedgehog's always curled up. I feel like I could play bowling with it, pick it up.
And roll it.
Yeah. I don't think the animal. I don't think you should be going around rolling hedgehogs around. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay. Well, as usual, true return to form. We've talked about. I don't know what. We talked about a lot of things.
Sleeping, exhausted pigeons, goats, rolling hedgehogs.
Out of the whole thing, the thing that's still most surprising is that Imogen sleeps on her face. I still just can't quite.
Oh no, on
just
the
imagine.
side.
I had you down as
I feel like I have a neck crick. Like when you wake up, wouldn't you be like, oh God, I slept.
Oh yeah.
Thing is, I should know this. I've shared a hotel room with you. I should have known that you slept like that.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's the favourite. That's definitely how I first get into bed.
Now, do we like a cold pillow?
Yes.
Cold pillow in summer, but in winter you want a cold pillow.
No, I like the bed to be warm.
See, I like the
warm bed
to be warm, but I like the fresh bit of the pillow. Not cold, fresh.
Yeah, if I get hot in the night, then I'll flip it over.
Yeah.
We're really scraping the barrel now for chat, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's been fun. I've forgotten how these things went. On the off chance that either of you have anything exciting or big coming up, why don't we move towards the end? Danielle, do you have anything coming up? I know that you are about to do the mountain the
Yes.
hill thing soon?
The
So
hill,
why don't you tell us about
walking
that?
those rather large hills. Yes, so my Three Peaks challenge is it this coming weekend? No, it's
How?
next weekend. It's next weekend. So I fly up to Glasgow on Thursday, and then make my way to Fort William. And then on Saturday morning at 8 a.m., I will start my ascent to Ben Nevis. Once Ben Nevis is completed, we drive down to Scarfell Pike. From Scarfell Pike, once we finish that, we go down to Snowdon, and I shall finish that at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. So 24 hours. Wish me luck, wish me some sleep in the car. Hopefully I get some. I looked through our itinerary a couple of days ago and noted that we will be served a hot breakfast at 11:30 p.m. after summiting Scarfell Pike. So that will be interesting if I can sleep during that, after eating that. So that is what I've got lined up the rest of the week. Like I said, I'm going to go through my wardrobe. I also have potentially someone booked in on Wednesday for their style consultation. I did a giveaway of free giveaways of style consultations, and I had 3 lovely winners. And yeah, I'll have my first session on Wednesday, which I'm very excited about. So yeah,
And you can do those online, right? So people want to book in, you don't. Yeah, which is important.
Absolutely. We'll do it over Skype. I don't have to meet you face to face. We can just sit and have a conversation. And if they've got anything they can show me, I can get an idea over Skype, or if they want to try it on for me. A lot of people, if they don't have a wardrobe ready for their competition, then I can go over things that I can envision them wearing on stage. I have this really weird, I don't know if it's a talent or if I'm somewhere on the spectrum with this, but I can just look at a girl and know exactly what, yeah, definitely spectrum. I can know exactly
lots of spectrums.
What color, what cut, and what kind of gown that I can envision them winning in. I can just see it straight away. That is your gown. So if someone hasn't got their gown already, I can kind of point them in the right direction, what I envision them winning in.
I also want to mention you've done this professionally as well, because what happens a lot of the time is people get passionate about something and they want to coach it or do it sort of as a side hobby, and that's great, but they may not necessarily have the skill. But you've done this. I keep remembering you've worked for the late great Kate Spade, so you've done this as a profession. Yeah.
So I know obviously I've got a few years in pageantry, and I'm sure a lot of people like to think of themselves as stylists. I actually was a paid one. I dressed royalty. I'm not name dropping here, but I dressed royalty, and that was my job to do that. I had lots of very well-known people that I used to style for events. And I'm actually quite humble about it, surprisingly.
That's why I mentioned it, because I think it's important to bring it up that you've done this professionally. And I think the interesting thing is, like, if you want to go for a really over the top sort of look, that it's pretty, to my mind anyway, I could be wrong on this, but if you want to go completely over the top, lots of sparkles, it's pretty easy to pick. You just pick the most spangly thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to look good and have it more subtle, to me, that's where the talent is. That's where I would hire a stylist.
It's all about balance, really, because if you do go for a really, really sparkly gown, then maybe you want to go for a smaller earring, or maybe not stack up on all the jewelry because the dress is already doing the speaking. On the flip side of that, if the dress is simple and beautiful, maybe you want to add a little touch more sparkle in your earrings, or adding a necklace, which is very rarely done. And the reason why is because it's quite hard to do in pageantry, is adding a necklace, because it can look quite fussy and chokery, and it depends on the gown. So basically, I'm here to just give you some guidance and tell you what looks good and what doesn't, basically. And I started up a Pinterest as well for the pageant stylists. So I have different categories. So I'll have red gown board, blue gown board, and you can go in there and just if you've got an idea of what colors work for you, you can go into the color board that suits you, and then you can have a look through styles in there. So it's just like a really good reference. So if I'm working with someone, I go, look, I think you look incredible in a green gown. Go onto my green Pinterest board. There's a few gowns in there. Let me know what ones you like. And, you know, I can be on the hunt for those particular gowns. There's a few gowns on the Pinterest board that I know are selling their gowns as well. So I know a lot of girls that are selling coutures. So if you want that elevated look, you want a couture gown, if you don't mind paying a little bit more, at least you know no one else is going to be wearing your dress and it's one of a kind. So I'm kind of connecting people in the pageant industry, because obviously I know a lot of the girls in the States as well, and they're selling their gowns, but they don't advertise it so much.
Like Marissa.
Like Marissa as well, yeah. I'm not sure if she sold her big red gown. I know she's definitely selling her teal, which was a MacDougall, I believe. Yes, MacDougall couture. And also a lot of her sister queens in the USA system, they don't necessarily advertise that they're selling their dresses, but Marissa is fabulous. She'll message the girls, hey, is anyone selling their gowns? And they'll send over what they're willing to clear out and sell, prices, and then she sends that over to me. So it's people that are not necessarily advertising they're selling their dresses, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And I know all of the great gowns. So if a girl says to me, I really love this gown, can you check if she's willing to sell, then I can do that.
Yeah, I've always thought that pageant sort of exchange of gowns is like a stock market. There's always someone wanting to buy, there's always someone wanting to sell, and you've got to meet in the middle somehow. You're like a stockbroker in a way, I guess, and then sort out the price. Well, that's what Danielle's got going on. Miss Chapman, goat mother and face sleeper. What have you got coming up that's exciting?
Oh, I have a photo shoot booked with Charlotte and the Glam Squad next month. I think that's it. That's probably the most exciting thing I've got going on at the moment. Yes, that's my next thing to look forward to. So that'll be fun to see the guys again. But yeah, I feel like I've got something else going on, but I can't think what it is.
Couples and Catch-Ups Part 2.
Oh yeah. Part C, you know. So yeah, get planning with that again, and just see what happens.
Sounds good. I mean, most people don't have, let's be honest, most people don't have anything exciting coming up probably for the rest of 2020.
It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, you know, I've got exciting things for me. No one else finds interesting, like coming up over like the next few days, but going shopping tomorrow after work. But yeah, other than that.
You what, like food shopping? Or just
no, clothes. I've got to take some stuff back.
Oh, okay.
Not even really that exciting.
Is it a Zara haul?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a few things to take back to Zara, so no doubt I'll probably be coming out with other things. But we'll see.
And what have you got, Adrian?
Exciting.
What have you got coming up?
What have I got? Well, I've got 2 interviews coming up this week. One is, and they're both a bit different. One's from Canada. I certainly haven't interviewed many Canadian queens. She's a current Miss Earth Canada, and Miss Earth Canada will be doing their pageant virtually, which Australia also recently did. And what I've noticed with the Miss Earth system is there's a lot of fans. It's almost like the Miss Earth fans are the most passionate ones I've seen. They literally go around following all the Miss Earth queens that are crowned, and they just swarm the social media, normally very positively as well. So that will be interesting. It's a different accent for me to play with, the Canadian accent. And then on the weekend, I'm interviewing Savannah Miles, who is Teen Universe Georgia. She was formerly in the Miss Teen USA system.
Georgia. And I wanted her to win. She was my winner that year. I loved her. Absolutely adore her.
Well, I mean, she would be a very strong pick. And it's interesting. I'll ask her in the interview because I think she was sworn out of pageantry for a while, and then like a lot of people, she just couldn't resist, and now she's back into it. So that'll be interesting. That's the
when
second time
she's
I've
a
interviewed her.
miss, when she's a miss, she definitely has to go for Miss USA.
Yeah.
I could see her winning a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, the differences, as I've said to both of you, the differences between Australian pageantry versus UK pageantry versus American pageantry versus Canadian pageantry. It's always interesting to see how they treat it differently. So that's what I've got going on. The pageant, the pageant TripAdvisor site, which is a bane of my existence. I am getting someone to help with that because I looked at it and went, I could deal with it, but I don't want to kill myself. So that is still on the cards. And I've got a couple of other pageant-related projects coming up that will be out before Christmas, which is exciting. It's just a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff at the moment. So other than that, I just am waiting for a vaccine like everyone else so that I can go back out into the world and see people. That would be nice. I didn't think I would miss it as much as I have because I'm quite happy by myself. But at the moment, it's like, yeah, it's all these people I want to see or meet. Like I've spoken to them online and I haven't been able to see them face to face. But I know I'm not alone in that regard. So, well, that's about it. Imogen, thank you for being our first guest back.
Thanks for having me. It's been good.
Always a pleasure. Nice to catch up. And Danielle, thank you for your time as well. And thank you for not having any technical issues today. It's
well, you are kind of leaning on a chocolate bar behind you, so just be thankful it hasn't melted with under these lights. And
not collapsed.
Not yet, anyway. So I can eat the chocolate bar once this is done.
That's true. Like a subtle hint.
It's like in front of me, taunting me. I'm like, oh.
What sort of chocolate bar is it?
It is a dairy milk, a big slab of dairy milk. I needed something weighty behind this to hold my phone up.
You've hit the jackpot there.
That's a solid choice.
It's going to get demolished.
I'll have to send you guys another stash of Tim Tams since you all seem to love your Tim Tams so much.
You do.
And Imogen needs to do a Tim Tam slam.
Yeah, I love
Yes, you do. Tim Tam who?
Oh, yeah. Tim Tam who? Yeah, okay, I will.
Okay. All right. Let's hold it there. Thanks everyone for watching on the live or the replay. And we will speak to you again next week.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Adrian again. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com and join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you need to do is put in your email address. Thanks, and speak to you next time.